right, Shalom. First and foremost, before I get started, I'm gonna give all honor and glory and power to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushai, by Hashem, Rahakodash. I want to say double honors to our elders, our great apostles, the great millstone, GMS, who rule well and teach well, being a great example to Israel. All right, man, the elect. I want to say peace and blessings to the hope that elect on the four corners, pursuing truth and sincerity. That great song. All right, this is your brother Naba. All right, with an early morning stretch. All right, through the spirit and power of Yahweh by Shema Shah. All right, to give those that have ears to hear and eyes to see. All right, this word, which is the shield that's going to protect you, all right, in a time of trouble, and also give you the ability to quench the fiery dots of the wicked, which is going to come through his unrighteous decrees, his unrighteous laws that we already seen that he's setting forth, all right, throughout the earth. Now, I got some videos that I'm going to play, and it's well open-minded to seeing that everything deal with prophecy. You know, everything that's written in the scriptures, like precepts say, it says, look, my fact, let me grab that, because I don't even want to butcher that junk. Let me grab it real quick. Yeah, I ain't want to butcher. This is Isaiah 34:16. It says, seek ye out of the book of the Lord Yahweh. All right, seek ye out of the book of the Lord Yahweh, not the Quran, you see, but the Bible. All right, and read, because the scriptures say, blessed is the man and woman that read it. Right, so it said, and read. No one of these shall fail. And what is that fail? What is none? All right, the prophecy that's written in the scriptures, what of old times, the times we are in, and then the future. Because that's what the Bible deal with. The Bible deal with prophetic things, man. It's a prophetic book. All right. So when you go into the scriptures and you read, all right, the terror of the Lord, you read the judgment of the Lord. All right, you read about the things that's forth to come. All right, it ain't gonna fail. See, things that man say, things that man do, it fail. But the thing that the Most High Yahweh, the supreme power, it don't fail, man. All right, everything been accomplished due time, as in 2 Ezra 4:37. He said, measure how he measured the time, number how he numbered the time. All right, but he will not move nor stir till that set measure be fulfilled. So what the Lord have said that's going to happen at a certain particular time, guess what? It's going to happen in that particular time. And then guess what? We on to the next prophecy. All right, like when we look at the world today and the standard that the world in today, guess what? We on the verge of what? Jacob trouble. And we starting to see the effects and the signs. All right, it just got to escalate. Just like when you start to feel rain, it starts to sprinkle first. It don't just come out straight raining, it's sprinkled. All right, you might get the mist, then it sprinkle, and then it start to rain hard. And that's the time that we are in, it's sprinkling right now. Because these little signs and these effects start to what? Start to come on the world. All right, so it says, seek ye out the book of the Lord Yahweh and read. None shall want her mate. So you can't compare no other book, no other novel, all right, to what's written in the scriptures, man. To deem that the Lord's words are faith and truth, right? And it says, but my mouth have commanded. The mouth of who? The Lord Yahweh, the prophets. All right, as we continue to go week in and week out, in season, out of season, prophesying these things. The Lord commanded that, all right, and his spirit. Now check these videos out, all right, and it's dealing with the MOTB. Very heavy, and it's an insider, all right, Psalm 64, all right, he's gonna make their own tongues fall upon themselves. This is an Edomite woman, all right, just basically just letting you know what it is, and something that the prophet's been telling you. The prophet's been warning you, all right? The prophets been laying their life on the line, all right, for the elect. You see that? For those that have ears to hear, those that have eyes to see, all right, to what? To get them a covering, a hedge. You see, a fortress, which is the words of Yahweh Shema Shah. Now check this out. The Lord willing, y'all brothers and sisters be edified, you know, while I lay low down. It's heaven. It's heaven, man. And it's only for education purpose use only, fair use.
Said to me is, look, as long as they have Citibank credit cards in the back of their pocket, I don't care if they walk up and down. Why? Because that's
traceable, right? They're tracking.
Well, as long as you're giving me all your data and you're giving me all your money, and I control your money and your data.
Control the money and the data, yeah.
What do I care if you walk up and down?
But so Trump has been this current administration, this new administration, or at least when Trump was running, he was very pro Bitcoin.
Trump was put in by the bankers to get the control grid. The other team in the Uniparty wasn't moving fast enough. They couldn't get the control grid. I sent you a link. We just did a new collection of all the things Trump is doing to move the control grid. He is moving very, very fast. When it comes to building, first he's getting the Real ID implemented very aggressively. Real ID, to do a control grid, you need a very high quality precision national ID that's interoperable with all the other IDs around the world. And he's got Kristi Noem out there pushing the Real ID like there's no tomorrow. So they're working, and it's done through the states, but the feds are pushing it. So the first thing you need is a digital ID. The second thing you need is to make everybody interact digitally. And if you look at what he's doing with taxes and Social Security, he's trying to make everybody, he's canceled pennies, but he's also canceled now, normally I pay my taxes with paper, and now he's saying, no, you got to do everything digital. It's not this year, but next year.
Really?
So he's trying to, if you go through that list, I've got 50 different items of what he's doing. And if you look at what they're doing with the Genius Act and stablecoin, he said no CBDCs, but stablecoin, so I don't know if you've read the Genius Act, which is the new plan for stablecoins. Okay, a CBDC would be issued by the Federal Reserve, so presumably the New York Fed and the Fed member banks. Okay, now they are owned by their members. So Citibank, JP Morgan Chase, they own as members. They own the New York Fed and basically govern it. Okay. And the New York Fed is the depository for the Treasury, and the different banks work as agent to do those transactions, okay? So now under the Genius Act, what they're saying is the guys who own the New York Fed are all going to create subsidiaries and issue stablecoin, which will be interoperable and can work with a social credit system. Now, here's the beauty of it. The New York Fed, under the law, has direct obligations to Congress, and Congress has jurisdiction over them. If you do it through the owners of the Fed, through their private subsidiaries, you're going to have some degree of freedom. So it gives you more freedom.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so if you think this is improvement, you have another thing coming. Anyway, but what they're planning to do on stablecoin, which I have to say as a financial matter is quite clever. Remember the pallets of cash you sent to Iraq?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. This is going to be the digital equivalent of the pallets of cash sent to Iraq, because what they want to do is stablecoins. So a stablecoin is just a bank deposit or a treasury bill or bond. So it's fully collateralized by $1. Mm-hmm. You put $1 in, and these stablecoins are going to, you have some stablecoins that do gold or other things, but these are going to be $1. And this is going to create a huge market for the treasury bills and bonds. And the bank subsidiaries will create the stable coins that will be fully collateralized in treasury bonds or bills. Mm-hmm. But then you can send them out on Google Payment and Apple Payment and all the wallets around the world. And literally you can get people from Bolivia to South Korea coming into your state and using stable coins. So you're literally going to tender for the global population, try and get everybody off of their local currency. Big protest. And one of the guys said to me is, look, as long as they have Citibank credit cards in the back of their pocket, I don't care if they walk up and down. Why? Because
that's traceable, right? They're tracking.
Well, as long as you're giving me all your data and you're giving me all your money, and I control your money and your data.
Control the money and the data. Yeah.
What do I care if you walk up and down?
But so Trump has been super, this current administration, this new administration, or at least when Trump was running, he was very pro Bitcoin.
Trump was put in by the bankers to get the control grid. The other team in the Uniparty wasn't moving.
Yeah, so y'all heard that? He was set up by the bankers. We know that. But it's the majority of the people, all right, that's still blind to the fact. But the prophets, all right, been telling you that since day one, since being on the internet. All right, the apostles, the elders, all right, been telling you who controlled this world. Job 9:24. The earth was given to the hand of the wicked. Who is the wicked? All right, the Edomites, the power that be. All right, the banking families. You see, they the ones that's, controlling the puppets, man. All right, and Trump being one of the puppets. All right, he's doing what the elites want him to do. He's not doing nothing in his own demands. All right, he commanded by the banking families to bring hell and be that cruel Lord. The Lord has set up. You see that? It's going down, but this all ties into what? The MOTB. All right, which is the charagma. He gonna crash the system. And once the system crashes, everything is going digital. Will further lead you to what? Revelation 13-16. It don't lead you nowhere else. All right, because everything is going digital. That's why they mention CBDC, which is known as central bank digital currency. See that? Ain't no more putting a big ass stack of fucking earth. All right, ain't gonna be no more spraying your arms with money. You're gonna be spraying that hand out. All right, you're gonna be showing a nigga that mark on your forehead for receiving it. That's what it's gonna be. All right, but guess what? It's a consequences. All right, for the action. You know, if you bow down to the image of the beast, you receive that mark. All right, you doomed for damnation. The Lord gonna smoke your ass. All right, he ain't playing no games. That's why you gotta fear the Lord, call upon him while he is near. All right, to get yourself ready, your mind ready, your spirit ready. All right, emotions and all, because this gonna tie into your faith being tested. All right, because how else you gonna be able to buy? How else you gonna be able to eat? How else you gonna be able to do that if you don't have? You're gonna need your How About Shema Shah, because he promised. All right, those that trust in him, that fear him, that they're gonna be all right. But a lot of people don't trust in the Lord now. But they gonna want to trust in the Lord then. But it's gonna be too late. I mean, they're gonna be shit out of luck. All right. So Lord willing, y'all brothers and sisters edified. Next time, Shalom, Baba Baraka Akim. Continue to fear the Lord.